Hi and welcome. Today I want to share with you a story and a way of thinking that could truly change how you see your health and your body. I'm talking about Dr. Sebi, a man who walked his own path and left a powerful mark in the world of natural healing. His real name was Alfredo Darrington Bowman. He was born in Honduras, in a small Garifuna-speaking community, and he didn't have a medical degree or formal training. But he had something much rarer, a vision and a deep hunger for truth. At one point in his life, Dr. Sebi faced serious health issues: asthma, impotence, diabetes, even loss of vision. Doctors couldn't help him. That's when, desperate but determined, he began looking elsewhere. And he found answers in African natural medicine, herbal remedies, and the principles of an alkaline diet. That's where it all started. In just a few months, by following a simple diet free from processed foods and using only natural plants and infusions, he healed. Or at least, that's what he said. But the most remarkable part is that he didn't stop there. He started helping others. His philosophy was radical, but incredibly simple. All disease comes from one root cause: excess mucus in the body. He believed that when the body is overloaded with mucus, the cells can't breathe, the organs stop working properly, and the immune system breaks down. Each organ, when clogged with mucus, starts to malfunction. The lungs show asthma, the joints get arthritis, the intestines develop colitis, and the brain reacts with anxiety or depression. That's why his approach wasn't about treating symptoms, but cleansing the entire body. He called this process intracellular cleansing, detoxing at the cellular level. It wasn't enough to just fast or eat a little better. You had to go deeper, removing energetic and physical blockages so that the body could do what it naturally knows how to do: heal itself. Dr. Sebi believed the human body was designed to self-heal, but that modern food, full of sugar, preservatives, dairy, and refined flour, was destroying that ability, little by little. So what was his solution? A powerful combination of a strictly alkaline diet, based only on natural, non-processed foods from the earth, and herbal medicine. No pills, no synthetic supplements, just what nature already gave us. But Dr. Sebi didn't stop at theory. He built his own healing center, Usha Village in Honduras, where he helped thousands of people from around the world. Many of them came with chronic conditions, often told by traditional medicine that there was no cure. And yet, there are countless testimonies of incredible improvements: renewed energy, pain disappearing, blood tests completely changed after weeks or months on the alkaline diet and herbal therapy. Of course, his methods also brought criticism and challenges. Dr. Sebi was taken to court, accused of practicing medicine without a license. But he defended himself with real results, testimonials, and medical records, and he won. What makes Dr. Sebi so fascinating today is that his message still resonates, even after his passing in 2016. Online, in wellness communities, in the plant-based movement, his name continues to inspire. Because in a world that pushes fast fixes and chemical solutions, he reminded us of one simple truth: nature doesn't make mistakes, only man does. And maybe, if we start listening a little more to our bodies and a little less to ads, we can really start feeling better. That's why I want to take you on this journey into Dr. Sebi's world. Because each of us deserves to know there's another way. Yadana, a cleaner, simpler, more natural way to take care of ourselves. When you talk about Dr. Sebi, one thing becomes clear right away. It's not enough to just eat a little healthier or drink an herbal tea every now and then. His message went much deeper than that. To him, true healing starts at the cellular level. That's where health is built, in the tiniest, most invisible parts of our body. But if our cells are clogged with toxins, waste, and excess mucus, how can they possibly function the way they're supposed to? That's why Sebi always talked about one thing: intracellular cleansing, cellular detox. It's not some abstract lab concept. It's something very real. It means helping the body get rid of the waste it's been storing for years, from bad food, stress, pollution, medications. And when that toxic load gets too heavy, the body can't manage it anymore. So it speaks up with fatigue, inflammation, chronic illness, anxiety, headaches, aches that come and go. According to Dr. Sebi, the first step in real healing isn't about adding something. It's about removing everything that's blocking the body, getting rid of mucus, getting rid of acids, getting rid of the invisible poisons that prevent our cells from breathing, communicating, and regenerating. And this isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process. And this is the key, it's a natural process, one that the body already knows how to do. We don't have to force the body to heal. We just need to give it the right environment to do what it already knows how to do. How? Through an alkaline diet, we'll talk about that in a moment, but also through rest, clean water, the right herbs, and most of all, the willingness to let go of what harms us. Because in Sebi's view, healing isn't just physical, it's an inner transformation. It's about reconnecting with your body, learning to recognize its real needs, and choosing to listen. Many people, when they start a deep detox journey, experience strange symptoms, headaches, nausea, fatigue, and they think they're getting worse. But in reality, that's just the body working hard to eliminate toxins that have been stuck for years. It's like cleaning out a messy closet. At first it looks like chaos, but eventually everything falls into place. Dr. Sebi used to say that illness is not something to fight, it's something to understand. It's your body speaking to you. And if we learn to listen, if we stop numbing the symptoms and start nurturing our internal soil, then healing doesn't just become possible, it becomes inevitable. And that's what makes his philosophy so powerful. He didn't say, expect a miracle. He said, prepare for change. And that change begins inside, one cell at a time, as it begins to breathe again. When you start learning about Dr. Sebi, one thing becomes immediately clear. It's not enough to just eat a little healthier or drink herbal tea once in a while. His message was much deeper than that. For him, real healing starts at the cellular level. That's where true health is built, in the smallest, most invisible parts of our body. But if our cells are clogged with toxins, waste, and excess mucus, how can they possibly function the way they should? That's why Sebi always talked about one thing: intracellular cleansing. Cleansing at the cellular level. It's not some lab experiment. It's something very real, helping the body release the waste it's been storing for years, from poor diet, stress, pollution, and medication. When that burden gets too heavy, the body can't handle it anymore, and it lets us know through fatigue, inflammation, chronic illness, anxiety, headaches, and recurring pain. According to Dr. Sebi, the first step to truly healing isn't adding more. It's taking things away, removing everything that blocks the body, clearing out mucus, removing acid, getting rid of the invisible toxins that stop our cells from breathing, communicating, and regenerating. And no, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. But here's the key: it's a natural process. The body already knows exactly how to do it. We don't need to force healing. We just need to create the right conditions for it to happen. How? with an alkaline diet, which we'll talk about shortly, but also with deep rest, clean water, the right herbs, and above all, the willingness to let go of what's harming us. Because healing, in Sebi's view, isn't just something physical, it's an inner transformation. It's about reconnecting with your body, understanding what it really needs, and making the choice to listen. A lot of people, when they begin a serious detox, start feeling strange symptoms, headaches, nausea, fatigue, and they think something's wrong. But really, that's the body doing the work, pushing out toxins that have been sitting inside for years. It's like cleaning out a closet. At first, it looks like a mess, but then everything falls into place. Dr. Sebi used to say that illness isn't something to fight. It's something to listen to. It's the body speaking to us. And if we learn to truly hear it, if we stop silencing symptoms and instead nurture our inner terrain, then healing doesn't just become possible, it becomes inevitable. That's what makes his philosophy so powerful. He never said, expect a miracle. He said, prepare for change. And that change starts from within, with every single cell, learning to breathe again. So far, we've talked about detox and the alkaline diet. But there's another key element in Dr. Sebi's philosophy, medicinal herbs. For him, plants weren't just old-fashioned remedies or folk medicine. They were powerful tools for deep healing, gifts from nature, meant to support the body through its process of cleansing and regeneration. Dr. Sebi firmly believed in the vibrational energy of herbs. He used to say that every plant has its own frequency, and that frequency interacts with ours. When chosen correctly, certain herbs could reactivate functions in the body that had shut down. Many of the herbs he recommended came from his homeland, Honduras, or from other untouched wild regions. But here's something he emphasized. Not all herbs are created equal. Purity and origin were everything. He insisted that herbs had to be wild-crafted, untreated, and harvested from their natural environment. Only then, he said, would they retain their full life force. Among his favorites were herbs like sarsaparilla, known for its blood-purifying effects, burdock root, which helps eliminate toxins and supports healthy skin, and bladderwrack, a seaweed rich in minerals, especially iodine, which supports metabolism and thyroid function. Each herb had its purpose, but when combined in the right way, they could work on multiple levels at once: the liver, kidneys, lymphatic system, gut, nervous system. And the beauty of it? These remedies aren't complicated to use. Often, a simple infusion, a decoction, or a powdered herb added to hot water or food is all it takes. You don't need a pharmacy in your house, just a little consistency and awareness. Dr. Sebi often spoke of a home pharmacy, a natural medicine cabinet every person should have. Not packed with dozens of pills, but with a handful of powerful, reliable herbs you can turn to when you feel run down, during seasonal changes, detox periods, or at the first sign of inflammation. And once you get to know them, these herbs become part of your everyday life. They're no longer just remedies, they become prevention, support, and balance. For Dr. Sebi, healing was about restoring harmony between humans and nature. Anasi. And herbs are the perfect bridge between those two worlds. C. They're intelligent, adaptogenic, gentle. They don't force, they don't suppress. They simply help. So if you're looking for a natural way to support your body, maybe one that doesn't rely on pharmaceuticals, start exploring the world of herbs. Approach it with respect, curiosity, and patience, because every leaf, every root, every cup of tea could be a small key that opens the door to wellness. One of the most striking things about Dr. Sebi's philosophy is his ability to simplify complex ideas. When he talked about illness, he didn't use technical terms or dive into complicated medical jargon. He simply said, "Disease is an imbalance. Remove the cause, and the body will restore itself." According to him, there aren't hundreds of different diseases. There's really just one root problem: the accumulation of mucus and toxins in the body, caused by poor diet, unnatural lifestyle choices, and an acidic environment, both chemically and emotionally. Take common issues like allergies, asthma, joint pain, digestive problems, or insomnia. In his view, these weren't separate conditions to treat individually. They were all different expressions of the same internal imbalance. And the solution? Always the same: clean the body, nourish it properly, support it with the right herbs, and let it do what it was designed to do. Dr. Sebi believed that even more serious conditions, like diabetes, high blood pressure, or autoimmune disorders, could drastically improve or even reverse by following a consistent, natural approach. Of course, he never promised miracles. What he offered was a path, a process of transformation, and people saw real results. Many who followed the alkaline diet reported lowering or eliminating their medications, regaining energy, sleeping better, and thinking more clearly. And all of this not by fighting the illness, but by removing its causes, starting with what's on the plate. For Sebi, real treatment wasn't about finding some magic product. It was a combination of clean eating, free from acid-forming foods, herbal teas and decoctions to support detox organs, like the liver, kidneys, intestines, and skin. Plenty of hydration with natural water and cleansing teas, and most of all, awareness and consistency. What makes this approach so powerful is that it puts the person back at the center of their own healing. It's not about passively waiting for a cure. It's about making active choices, step by step, with self-love and responsibility. And no, this doesn't mean giving up everything or living in isolation. It simply means asking yourself, is what I'm eating today bringing me closer to health or further away? Is what I'm putting in my body nourishing me or poisoning me? It's a whole new way to look at illness, not as an enemy to fight, but as a message to listen to. And if you really pay attention, that message often says something simple but powerful. I need to return to something more simple, more natural, more true. Dr. Sebi taught us something we often forget. Health doesn't come only from what we eat, but also from how we live. Yes, food is fundamental. But if you eat an alkaline diet and still live a life full of stress, tension, rushing, and lack of rest, you're still asking too much from your body. That's why his approach wasn't just about nutrition. It was deeply connected to lifestyle. Sebi spoke about balance between body, mind, and spirit. A balance that's built day by day through small, conscious choices. Let's start with rest. Getting quality sleep isn't a luxury. It's a biological necessity. While we sleep, the body repairs, regenerates, and flushes out toxins. Dr. Sebi used to say, if you want to heal, sleep. If you want to rejuvenate, sleep more. And yet, how many of us truly prioritize sleep? Then there's movement. You don't need to go to the gym every day or do intense workouts. Sebi encouraged gentle, mindful movement, walking in nature, stretching, flowing with your breath. The goal wasn't to train hard. It was to keep energy, blood, and oxygen moving. Connection with nature was also essential. Soaking up sunlight, touching the earth, breathing clean air, they may seem like small things, but they have a huge impact on our vitality. To Dr. Sebi, nature was the first doctor, free and available to everyone, every single day. And then there's something we often overlook: our emotions. Sebi was clear. You can't heal a body that lives in anger, fear, or constant sadness. Emotions are chemistry. Every thought, every mood, creates real reactions in the body. That's why he emphasized healthy relationships, positive thinking, and gratitude as key parts of healing. In the end, illness is a message. Sometimes your body is saying, slow down. Other times it says, change something. And that something isn't always food. It's how we treat ourselves each and every day. A healing lifestyle isn't rigid. It's gentle. It's made of small, meaningful acts of care. Drinking clean water first thing in the morning, taking a quiet break during the day, turning off screens before bed, breathing deeply when stress rises. For Dr. Sebi, health was about living in harmony with your body, with the earth, and with your own inner energy. So now I ask you, what kind of lifestyle are you choosing today and every day? And here we are, at the end of this journey into the world of Dr. Sebi. We've talked about detox, about nutrition, herbs, and living a more natural lifestyle. But at the heart of it all, there's one simple thing he repeated over and over. Listen to your body. It sounds obvious, but it's not. We live in a time where we're constantly distracted, always rushing, always trying to do or prove something. And in the middle of all that, we ignore the signals our body sends us every single day. A headache, persistent fatigue, an upset stomach, skin that changes, signals, Nastum-Kimmen signals, messages. Dr. Sebi encouraged us to reconnect with ourselves, to stop covering symptoms with quick fixes and start asking, why is my body speaking to me like this? What is it trying to tell me? And often, the answer isn't in a pill. It's in a choice for simplicity, for truth, choosing a natural meal over a packaged one, choosing to go for a walk instead of staying still, choosing to breathe deeply, choosing to treat your body not like a machine to fix, but like a partner to respect. Dr. Sebi's message wasn't just an alternative theory. It was a wake-up call, a gentle push to reconnect with nature, with the earth, with our own internal rhythm. And the best part is, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need lots of time or money. You just need to start, even with something small, even with a glass of clean water first thing in the morning. Remember, your body knows what to do. It holds incredible wisdom within. You just have to stop getting in its way and start working with it. If this message resonated with you, if it made you think, then I invite you to keep exploring, keep learning, and bring a little more nature into your life. And if you feel like sharing, let me know in the comments. What's the first step you feel ready to take starting today? Sending you love, and see you in the next one.